Now, live from Buffalo Wild Wings in College Park, here's Maryland head coach Mark Turgeon and Johnny Holiday.
Always nice to have Damonte Dodd with us, the 6'11", 245-pound sophomore from Centerville, Maryland. All brought to you by Capital One Bank, the official bank of Maryland Athletics. Damonte Dodd started playing drums at the age of 12. I started last Friday, and I haven't gotten any better. Great to see you again. Always nice to have you with us.
Thank you.
Got to tell us about Centerville, Maryland, and the high school you went to down there.
It's not much but cornfields down there. Small high school. It's nothing down there at all. It's not really nothing to tell you.
But you had some pretty good teams, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. We played some really good competition. Nothing like playing at Maryland, but, you know, the competition was all right. It helped me get better, so.
24 points, 16 rebounds, 7 blocks as a senior at Queen Anne's School. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Always good. I tried to block most as shots as I could get, but, you know, I had a big game, as we always talk about, my Kent County game when I had like 41, 30 boards, like 10 block shots or something.
I was going to bring that up, and if you didn't, I was going to bring that up. Yeah, that's a nice way to go out, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a big game. We went to overtime. Man, I remember like it was yesterday. A guy hit a half-court shot, and then we took it into overtime, and then I just took the game over from there and just led us to the win.
Coach, at what point did you start looking at Damonte to come to Maryland?
Well, I went and saw him after the first of the year. He started to put up some numbers. I went over to a practice, and I really liked him. I thought he had a huge upside. He was raw, but I thought he had a huge upside. And, you know, we were building, and we didn't have a lot of players on the roster, and I thought Damonte was a great kid and a guy that we could bring along and be a part of our program. And it's kind of worked exactly the way I thought it would work with him. But after I offered him and he committed, he started just putting up these huge numbers. So I was really proud of him, and like he just continues. Big guys, they develop differently. They're a little bit slower developing because they're getting used to their skill set with their size, and so we ended up deciding to prep him, which I'm sure you'll get into, and I think that was a great move for Damonte to do that.
Yeah, how was the adjustment down there?
It was different from high school, just waking up early in the morning, doing the military work. But other than that, it really helped. What really surprised me was how much of an impact we had on the kids down there. You know, they looked up to us, so we was like role models down there. So
basketball players.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So they really looked up to us.
And how about the step up from Massanutten to when you come to Maryland last year in your freshman year? A big step up.
Yeah, definitely was a big step up. I didn't have to wake up too early in the morning, so that was always a good thing. But just workouts and different things, that was different. And just, like he said, just learning the system and how to guard and different things like that, was because they didn't really teach us how to do that. We just played basketball. And
with all the basketball skills you have and you had in the past, there are still things every player has to work on to get better. What has been the biggest challenge for you at Maryland to play at this level?
I try to focus on defense, so just being where I'm at on the court on defense and trying to help my teammates and being a great team defender and just locking down whoever I'm guarding. And then I know the offense is just going to come with time. So,
Coach, I counted only 4 games this year that Damonte has not blocked the shot. You get at least one every game.
Yeah, and we had a long talk today. We need to get the Damonte back that was playing well for us about 3 weeks ago, and he's got to get back to practicing hard. And you know, I keep telling our team, remember who we are, how we got to where we are. We worked hard. We defended, we tried to rebound, we shared the basketball, and I keep talking to them about that, and Damonte was a big part of that, a really big part of that. So he knows. Today was a day off for the guys, well deserved, and we'll go back to practice tomorrow, and I expect to see a different Damonte in practice tomorrow.
Damonte, 7 games ago, you had 12 rebounds against Minnesota. Tremendous night, along with 9 points.
Yeah, that was a fun game. The fans was really into it, and that really just gave us the edge, and we just came out, and we was just into the game from the beginning.
Yeah.
And it was just a fun game to play in.
Can you feed off the fans, like Coach mentioned about last night? and the Rutgers game. The place was electric.
Yeah, just the fans being there just helps us out a lot. You know, when you seeing them out there and just yelling and screaming our names, and they just want us to win, it really helps us to when like things going bad and the other team goes on a run. It helps us to keep our heads up, seeing our fans still out there.
We're visiting with Damonte Dodd, the sophomore from Centerville, Maryland. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more with Damonte in just a minute on the Terrapin Sports Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Mark Turgeon Radio Show.
We're visiting with Damonte Dodd, the sophomore center from Centerville, Maryland. And Damonte, we talked about in your first couple of years, first year at Maryland last year, the fact all the shots that you blocked. You got 32 for the season. That's the most on this basketball team, and something I know you take pride in.
Yeah, like I said, I always try to just make sure I'm in the right spots at the right time to block shots. It's not really to block shots, just timing. That's all I would say.
Having scored, go ahead, Coach.
Timing, yeah, it's hard. He's making it sound easy because it is easy for him, but not many players can do what he does, and the timing is real important. And you know, I think last year Damonte didn't play as much, but his timing was maybe a half second off. Matured, gained weight, stronger. And now his timing's much better, and we need that shot blocking Damonte to get a little bit better.
When we talk about the toughness of the Big Ten, the Maryland move to the Big Ten, you see any difference in the play this year compared to last year in the ACC?
Yeah.
Is it more physical league?
Yeah, definitely more physical. A lot of big guys down there. Big guards, too. It's just a lot more physical conference than the ACC, in my opinion.
As you go back to last night's game, to pull this thing out like we did last night, 68-67, we got Coach's perspective from his viewpoint of a game like that. How about from the player's perspective? You're down by 14 at one point. You come back. You're down by 11 with 3:28 to go in the game, and you pull it out.
Nerve-wracking, just watching it. We pulled it out. Like you said, we was down a lot, but every time in the huddle, we was just we got a lot of time, and we just kept our heads up, and I just kept playing and just kept racking up stops, and we was just changing defenses, expressing and doing different things, and we just poured it out.
You know, we talk on the radio, myself and Chris Nockey and Walt Williams, about the continuity of the basketball team, the confidence they have, the togetherness that they have. Maybe you can explain it from a player's viewpoint about how important that is as far as wins and losses are concerned.
Yeah, it's important that we stick together through adversity when we on the court, and even when we off the court, but especially when you're on the court, like we try, like we said, we will, different things like that. We really stick to that. Like, you know, Des, he really hypes us up before we go out, and when we in timeouts and different things like that. And, you know, Jake's being more vocal, like getting on is like stepping up, saying like, you got to guard, we got to do this. So everyone's just taking on a role. And like we don't call them freshmen, the young guys, they even stepping up and talking. Like Melo will be like, I need you to do this and do that. So, I mean, we just all sticking together on the court.
And we had Des on post game last night. He talked about one of the timeouts or maybe halftime. He got everybody's attention.
Yeah.
Shooting from the hip.
Yeah. Yeah, he was pretty loud, pretty yelling, but, you know, that's how you got to get to some guys sometimes. Everyone answers in different ways. So, yeah, he just like, come on, guys, we can do this. Just stick with it, and like we did it.
Came
back.
Did it.
Yeah.
Let me go back before with the family, because you had some aunts and some uncles and grandparents involved with a gospel group, and you were, I think you told me once you sat in on the drums one time.
Yeah.
And your dad let you do that, and then only one time because he's afraid you're going to take that job away from him.
Yeah. Yeah, one time my dad was sick. I came in from at church because, I mean, eventually he started letting me play drums in the church. And so, because he was playing with our gospel group that we have with our family. But one day he was sick, and he told me, he said he needed me to sit in. So I did. But like I said, it was only one time. He didn't want me to sit in, but he let me do it. So I was surprised.
That's great. Well, you got a big one coming up Thursday night.
Yeah. A
little payback time for Ohio State in Columbus. That'll be a good matchup.
Yeah, it'll be a fun game to play in. Just kind of know how they play from last year. So, and we already got a little taste of the Big Ten play. So it'll be a fun game to play in.
Okay, my friend. Good man.
Thanks, Damonte.
Damonte, thank you very much, buddy. Damonte Dodd, the center from Centerville, Maryland, will be back.